What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Sammy, 2 times back at y'all boys. What up, nigga? Banger reaction, you feel me? We're gonna get straight into it. We got this NFL media hating on Jalen Hurts compilation. We're gonna get straight into it, man. Screen recorded starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's get straight into it, man. I hope everybody watching this having a beautiful day, too. It's a beautiful day to be alive, man.
Somebody brings him into the fold, and hey, let's face it, you're going to see what happens. Nobody's going to define what kind of quarterback Jalen Hurts is going to be. Nobody's going to know. That improves.
You just criticized us for overhyping these quarterbacks, and then you just said they were like Drew Brees and Tony Romo. I mean, those are great quarterbacks.
The thing that this draft pick of Jalen Hurts says about Carson Wentz is that we question whether or not Carson Wentz is going to get hurt. That's it. If Carson Wentz is healthy, nobody is worried about Jalen Hurts taking his spot. Only person on the planet
Crazy
Earth
part is he did.
I have heard
his rookie
say
season
that Jalen Hurts was being drafted as Carson Wentz's replacement, meaning beating out Carson Wentz.
Damn right. And what'd he
throwing
do?
the ball better than Carson Wentz eventually, or something along those lines, is Max Kellerman. That means ain't nobody trying to hear it, because you're the only one. You standing alone on a huge island with that one. Nobody's concerned about Carson Wentz losing his job to Jalen Hurts. They're concerned about Carson Wentz getting hurt.
Hey, Carson Wentz didn't get hurt when Jalen came in. Now, last time I checked, let me screw it up. I can't tell. Last time I checked, the reason Jalen started now is because Carson's poor play. It wasn't because of injury. Jalen won the job, man.
And having a quarterback to go in to replace him if necessary. They like to carry 3 quarterbacks, not just 2. That's what this is about. Nothing.
Yeah. Max, I came on this morning knowing what the topic that we were going to talk about would be, and I knew what your stance would be. I did not think that it was going to be this ridiculous. First of all, let's not go back to what was said last year, because one of us said one thing, me, and one of us said another thing, you, and one of us was proven right, and that was me. So let's not bring up last year, because your name ended up on a piece of paper in a garbage bag. Second of all, you mean to tell me that the Philadelphia Eagles last summer decided to give Carson Wentz over $100 million of guaranteed money? They had that much faith in them, and then they go into the season and they lose basically everyone, and he has 6 wins when a receiver doesn't get over 75 yards, and he has no receiver over 500 yards, and he wins the division after getting that.
I do want to say that the roster, when Carson Wentz was playing that year and we won 4 games, it was weak. I'm gonna be honest, it was weak. But Carson Wentz, you're making $100 million, bro. You got to be able to balance that out. And 4 wins, that's not gonna do it.
Contract extension and all those circumstances, and their head coach and general manager rave about his performance and rave about his maturity, and all of a sudden you think that they're sitting there going, we need to move on from him?
Damn
we
right.
Need to move on to the guy,
he gets injured too
that
much.
just somehow, like the Undertaker, brought our team back from the dead and led us to the playoffs. A guy that in the last 2 years, and Max, that you have said has struggled in the last 2 years.
Let's look at this list. Let's see who's still on the Eagles. Jalen Reagor, he's gone. Jalen Hurts, Kayvon Thibodeau, Davion Taylor, I believe he's gone too. Jack Driscoll's there. John Hightower, I think he's still on the practice squad. Quez Watkins, he's in there. Pretty interesting.
Has 50 touchdowns and 14 interceptions.
Couple from that 2020 job.
If there is any other quarterback in the NFL in the last
'cause
2
Watkins is a
seasons,
6th round
that is
receiver,
50
boy. That's
touchdowns,
crazy.
14 interceptions, like 68 completion percentage, and that organization wants to move on from that player, fire everybody, because they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Stephen
And
is
in the
right.
Super Bowl right now.
This is an insurance policy. The last 3 seasons, Carson has not finished, and no matter how great I think he is, it's 100% justifiable to bring in a good, healthy, developing insurance policy. This is a policy, Max, and that's it.
That's absurd. By the way, if I'm on an island, I suggest some people join. It should be like Manhattan Island. Like, are people?
No,
are
you ain't got no one to join you.
Your argument is actually.
Have you heard anyone say what you said?
Or the argument is actually that no, it's just because he might get hurt.
So instead of signing one of a million veteran quarterbacks you could take as a backup, you don't have to spend a second-round pick level draft capital on. Instead of doing that, you take on what you guys label a project in terms of a pass thrower, right? A project. So if Carson Wentz gets hurt, then he won't be able to take over the reins, right? A veteran would be more ready to do that. But not only that, they didn't get the receiver they wanted because they were so intent in drafting a guy who's not ready to quarterback a team, according to you guys.
Max Kellerman, were you in the Eagles draft room? Do you know what receiver they wanted? Because if you knew the Eagles offense, CeeDee Lamb, while great and is a better receiver than Rager, isn't what they needed. They needed vertical speed. They were one of the slowest teams in the NFL last year. So they wanted, because they wanted speed. They wanted Henry Ruggs. That's who they wanted, was the vertical speed. They didn't want CeeDee Lamb because he doesn't necessarily do the exact thing that they needed. Second of all, you know what good organizations do? They go, you know what, we want to upgrade our backup quarterback spot, which the Eagles did. But can we be creative and make sure that although we only get 53 guys on our roster, maybe there's a backup quarterback out there that we can develop that we can also use on game days to give us 54 guys on a roster that we can use in a +1 run game with quarterback reads or red zone, or maybe we'll put both our quarterbacks in Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts on the field at the same time. So on game day, it's not like we dress 48 guys. It's like we dress 49 guys. That's what good organizations do. So listen, you can sit here and think that this is... They also told Carson Wentz they were going to do this before the draft, Max. They told him. They told him, hey, if he's there, we want to do something like this, just so you know. Do you think that they were going to tell him, hey, just so you know, dude, we're going to draft a guy that we think is going to take over your job, even though you just led us to the playoffs last year?
Jalen Hurts repeatedly has shown he had trouble accurately throwing the damn football. That's a fact. Now let's get to the NFL.
But that's the whole point, Stephen A. Is people are still cut on that.
Keith, let me answer you, bro. You ain't going nowhere. You here. You here. Let me answer you. Now let's get to Jalen Hurts in the NFL. If I said to you in 4 starts, you completed 52% of your passes. You threw 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and your record was 1-3. I understand that there's more to it than...
Team Logic IT is a trusted advisor to
Jalen
thousands
Hurts
of
was
organizations
on
nationwide.
that weak team,
Our
bro.
highly
We
skilled
had
engineers
nobody
and
on that
technicians
team, bro.
address business challenges like
We won
protecting
4
your
games
data,
for a reason.
managing...
But it's not beyond the realms of comprehension that somebody would look at him and
He
say,
played 4
okay,
games
show
in his rookie
me.
year.
So what's wrong with people? See, this is the problem, and this is what we're just like you, the football player, and I have to defer to you. This is the media, so I have to come to our defense to some degree, being the fact that I'm approaching 30 years up in this joint. Let's understand
I'm
something.
10 behind you.
That's about 10 behind me. That's true. But here's the deal. That's not hating. Stop that.
But she didn't say hate. She said disrespect.
That's not disrespectful. What's disrespectful about going like this, Key? Okay, this is your record, and on top of it all, you completed 52% of your passes. We know you're not a scrub. We know you could play. You belong in the NFL.
But it's all context.
What's wrong with showing us, man?
Stephen A.
What's wrong with that?
Last year, you're thrust into the lineup.
Okay.
You have nobody. I don't even know who the receivers were a year ago.
That's true.
They were not very good.
That's right.
Okay. This year, they drafted Devontae Smith. They got Jalen Rigger. They got a nice running game. The offensive line is okay. It's different.
Right.
And you still acting like he's got to prove,
Yes.
or else
They had people playing
Gardner
receiver that weren't even
Minshew is going to
receivers.
take over or something.
He has to prove it in terms of him being. Stop acting like it's being disrespectful for somebody to say, show us. That's not disrespectful.
It's just crazy how much the perception of all these people has changed in only 2 short seasons. This was only 2 years ago, bro.
But you ain't saying show to the other second and
About 2.5 years
and
ago.
second-year quarterbacks.
Yeah, we are.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are.
No, you're not.
Oh,
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Oh, we're not doing
Herbert?
that. Where you been? Are you kidding me?
Herbert, Burrow, no, we're not saying it to them.
See?
Those are the second-year quarterbacks.
Second-year quarterbacks. You ain't saying
I'm
about
saying
Herbert
we
and
don't-
Burrow.
Did you see Justin Herbert play last year?
Oh, I saw him.
And what about
Play
Joe
the
Burrow
other-
No,
before he
but
got
I'm
hurt?
telling you,
Are
those are the
kidding
second-year
me?
guys.
But I'm just saying, we ain't saying it.
Hold on. Because they
Crazy part is Jalen played better than Justin Herbert this year.
showed us We said it when
He showed
one game.
Not in this season specifically, but
all of the pressure for him to succeed this upcoming season right now. I mean, that's what it does. How he handles it, how he plays will determine if he's the quarterback going forward, and he's been given plenty of ammunition around him to get it done.
All right, disclaimer here for our entire audience. I did not ask this question.
all right, man. That's gonna conclude this video, man. That's a compilation of NFL media trolling Jalen Hurts, just throwing dirt on my boy's name, bro. It's crazy how much their perception changed in only 2 short years, bro. Their whole perception changed about my boy. But that's gonna conclude the video. Drop a big like on this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure to post notifications on all, or you ain't gonna see all my videos, and ain't no point in subscribing if you ain't gonna see all my videos, man. And yeah, besides that, I hope everybody watching this video having a blessed day. And if you're not, spread that positive energy, and I promise it's gonna come back to you. Besides that, I'm getting up out of here. It's been your boy Sammy 2 times. God bless.